All right, I'm getting ready to head out the door. I'm going to try and ride my bicycle to Moon Palace. That's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the back roads. The last mile, almost 2 miles, is on beach sand and probably not that well packed sand. So that's going by satellite photos. So that's the plan. First leg is getting down the Crocacan Road, and that doesn't have any sides. There's no bike path. So it's and there's really no what do you call it on the side of the road? Is nothing. It's just 2 lanes of pavement. So we'll see how that goes. I've been told it's a little bit harrying of a ride, but it's not that long. So 2 miles, 3 miles. All right. No, not 3 miles. Kilometers. I'm sorry, kilometers. Okay, that's what I'm doing. All right, so I've made my first objective, which was this bridge. Because this highway here, US 7, the one that goes to Cancun to Playa del Carmen, it's not fun one to cross. You can see it's pretty damn easy. So, for all the people that live in this development, working some of the resorts that are over that way, they built this bridge. And that's what I'm going to use. Get over to the other side of the highway, this far down, and then I'm going to take a ride down. My next objective is alongside this highway, which again is not the most fun ride, to right where Crocca's Gun Zoo is, and there's a road that goes down there towards Caracol, and that's the one I'm going to take. It's going to be a skinny road. I'm hoping it's not too busy. I'm not expecting it to be very busy, but that's how I'm going to get to the beach. So here I go. So I made my next objective and just kept going and forgot that, oh, that's right, I'm making a video story. So I've been riding down the road. That's how far I've come. I don't know if you can see the highway. And that's about how much further I have to go. You can see there is no, the shoulder. There is no shoulder on this road. It is strictly, life and then pavement. So I'm going to continue. I found this nice spot. It was shaded, but it's off the road. And so I am now going to continue on to my next objective, which will be the road that parallels the beach and heads towards the Dream Resort. All right, I made it down the Croccacan Road, and now I am on the Dreams Resort Road that runs parallel to the beach, and it goes all the way to Caracol, which will be my next objective. You might notice this is like the back entrance, and so all these cars that are parked along this road are all employees. There's no doubt about that. That's whose cars these are. So the employees get to park out here and go check in through the security gate, or get dropped off by a taxi, go check in through the security gate, and that's how staffing gets handled here at the Dream Resort. It's the backside. Came to an obstacle. I just rode, a ways into a resort, not realizing I was I sort of knew I was in a resort, but the choices of the roads were like either I ride that or I ride paved road. I took the paved road. It only meant that I get to ride it both ways. So this is a big guard tower here. That's for Ocean Breeze Resort, I think it is. I'll have to look it up on the map. But these are the types of security that they have, you know, for all of these different resorts up and down the Maya Riviera. So I'm going to proceed on the bumpy dirt road, and I haven't made it to Caracol yet, so that's the next objective. The road I thought I had has disappeared into that building, and it's fenced, and it doesn't matter the condition, it just doesn't exist. This is pretty, you know, primal as it goes. It's a dirt road, so I need to get my bearings. That's a path to the beach. If I have to hit the beach now, it's a lot further for me to ride on the beach, which is harder than riding on the road, of course. So we'll see what happens. I've covered at least 5 miles right now. So, all right. So I'm gonna have to make at least some more of the way along the beach than I thought I was going to. That's the way I'm coming from. That's the way I'm going to. And at some point here, not that far, I should be able to cut back out to a road, which I expect to get me another 2 miles or so closer to Cancun. It's a back road to feed some resorts along there. They got to be getting stuff into this place somehow. So I just got to get it on the other side of that. There's a road. Why they've dead-ended it there, I don't know, but that's the game. So I've come across this property line that they're saying is private, and that I'm not supposed to cross. But as I understand it, and I just did a little bit of research and published in Yucatan Today, there was a law passed in 2020 prohibiting all commercial and private ownership of any Mexican beach. That every Mexican beach has to be available to the public. So I guess I'm going to test that, because there's really no other way out. I'm not going backwards. Well, I made through the private property. The security guard that was there just waved as I went by. So there was no problem there. But now I have to deal with an unprotected beach. And this is fronted by a wall. The resort decided to put a wall there. This beach has just been let go to crap. It's full of sargassum and stuff. That's going to be, well, we'll see. But that's my next challenge. Well, getting off the beach might not have been the best thing I could have done right then. I was doing pretty good along the beach, riding right along the edge of the surf. The sand's fairly compacted, and I was able to make some time. But I thought I was going to be able to access the road here a lot closer. And unfortunately, the part of the road I've got here is just going to these resorts, those 2 resorts, that's it, and then it dead ends. I thought it was going to go straight through to Caracol. It sort of looks like that on the map, but there's fences. And so I need to go back out a little bit to the road that goes from the main highway to Caracol. So it's just going to be a little jog. It's not terrible, and it is on highway. So another little twist in this adventure. Yeah, so now I'm on a road. I believe I'm in Caracol. I think I'm saying that right. And this is Margaritaville, and there's the sandcastle over there. So I believe this is a road that feeds the tourists in buses and employees in cars to these resorts on this stretch of the Maya Riviera, which will bring me to the next area where there's no actual resort, which is the next place where I expect I have to walk on the beach, travel on the beach. So took a little detour out, and then I'm back onto a pavement, which is much easier to ride on, of course, and we'll see how it goes. All right, this is the halfway point, and from much going to be on the beach. So I'm going to have to take my bicycle through there. That's an open gate. It's open. I'm not opening anything. And then head on towards Movie House. There's a few more resorts. I'm going to have to cross their beaches that only have sole access to the main highway, which is what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to avoid riding on the main highway. Because that just didn't look like it would be fun. This is a lot more work, but this is fun. This place is for sale. Old place, and there's some people look like they're camping down there. I don't think. Then there's a stream to cross. And I didn't think there were any streams in the Yucatan. So I happen to think this is probably wastewater. It doesn't look terrible. Anyway, I gotta go through it. There's no way around. I am within sight of the Moon Palace. This is the Riviera Palace, I think is what it's called. This is an event platform that I found some steps to sit on. Take a break in the shade. Since I conceded my goal, I'm definitely going to be able to walk up there on the beach. There's just no way that ain't happening. So I'm seeing fish tonight. It seems pretty good. I feel pretty confident about that now. What happens when I get there and how that gets dealt with and how close I get to be and all that other stuff is going to be a different story, that's for sure. We'll see. But I have the law on my side. As long as I am on the beach, as long as I am within 5 meters of the high tide line, I have a right to be there. Private property can control access to that, and that's what these resorts try to do, and that's why it's so difficult to even find a road along the back, and that's why they don't let it connect. That's a supposition on my part, but I think that's the reason, to help limit local access to their private beaches. But if I start someplace where there is public access and keep moving alongside the beach, they can't stop me. And I've had more than one Mexican, and even a couple of Mexican security guards, that were like giving me hey, you know what you're doing, don't you? You know, like this, I know what you're doing. You're moving along the beach. You're going wherever you want. And yeah, I am. And so it's an understood thing. And so I am taking advantage of legal reality that the private resorts try to monopolize or try to inhibit. That's right, I suppose that's free market, and that's the way it goes. And so as the Mexican government makes the laws, the resorts and the people with money try to figure out ways to keep what they want, which is exclusivity and private access to this wonderful beach. It is a nice beach. There certainly has some. It's a natural beach, and there's areas where it's not maintained. The amount of trash is really kind of sad. Part of my trip to see Phish adventure. My first view of the stage. I think that's the stage. I hope that's the stage. Okay, it's Monday morning and I'm leaving Moon Palace hatless. But that's it, Moon Palace in the background. I'm now in the middle spot here in this dilapidated resort to come or resort to be, whatever it was or whatever it was. Anyway, on my way home. Okay, on my way back to Puerto Morelos, and I wanted to document this trailhead here. It's a property line, but it's vacant. And it's the only access that there's a couple others, but really not, there isn't. So in terms of the whole thing about riding along the beach to get to Moon Palace is first you have to get to the beach. And this is the closest entrance I know to the beach before you get to Moon Palace. So I took back roads from Puerto Morelos to here. The road stops at that property line there. And then I just started looking for some other way to get to the beach, and this was it. And then between here and Moon Palace, I didn't see many. Lots of private property, can't go onto the property. So these are posted at the property line, the difference being the beach and their private property. As long as you're on the beach, you're okay, but you're not allowed to go onto their property. Then they can do whatever they have, what recourse they have in Mexican legal for being on their property without paying. It would be deprival of service, because as I understand, trespassing doesn't really happen here. But not paying for your service, that is definitely a crime. And that's probably what they'd hit you with if you went onto the property without having paid Hospidia. Okay, so I wanted to document this trailhead. Gets to the beach. It's at the end of the back roads of Puerto Morelos, and so now I'm going to head back home. Looking forward to a shower. So, a little over 3 hours after I left Moon Palace, I'm home. So walking and riding on the beach for most of it. But it's doable. It's definitely doable. Next time.